The story of Samuel is another practical example for us. This young man was in the temple praying. And the Lord calls him, and he ran to the priest Eli 3 times. Then the priest Eli realized that God was calling this young man. He said, now when he calls, say, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. And through adoration, we are told that God revealed to Samuel the unsearchable things of this life, the things he planned to do with the people of Israel, something he kept from the priest Eli. As young as Samuel was, he was privileged to be privy to God's counsel. What it also means for us is that as we go to Jesus in the adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, we become privy to his counsel. He speaks to us. He leads us to the unsearchable things of this life. He gives us hope for the future. He refreshes us. And above all, he blesses us. Who doesn't want to be blessed? We all need blessings every day. And in the adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, Jesus assures us of this. This is what some saints have said about adoration over the centuries. Saint Teresa of Calcutta once said, every holy hour we make so pleases the heart of Jesus that it is recorded in heaven and retold for all eternity. So as we go to Jesus in the adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, we are told that that experience is recorded in heaven. And that is retold. It will be retold the rest of our lives. Blessed Pope, now St. Paul John Paul II, also said, the spiritual lives of our families are strengthened through our holy hour. And this is where it is important. Many families on holidays go partying. They can go into a restaurant to eat and drink. We are invited. You should also think about going to the Adoration Chapel as a family to pray. Because the Holy Father, late Pope John Paul II, St. Pope John Paul II, said that it renews the life of the family. It is important. Archbishop Funtunshin said, the only time our Lord Jesus asked the apostles for anything was the night he went into agony. Not for activity did he plead, but for an hour of companionship. And so if you remember the story of Jesus' arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane, you see a man struggling to obey the will of God. His disciples betrayed him. Even when he needed to pray, he needed them to pray with him, they were not there, they were asleep. How would you feel when in the most difficult moment of your life, your disciple, your friends betray you, your friends abandon you? And so Jesus knew that indeed they will abandon him. And so he placed his trust in his Father and not in man. As we come into Jesus' presence, Archbishop Funtushin says, we fulfill that vision of companionship with the Lord. Adoration is important. St. Jos Marie Escriva said, each time you approach the Blessed Sacrament, remember that Jesus has been waiting for you 20 centuries for this personal visit from you. Amazing. Jesus has been waiting for 20 centuries. In other words, he has been waiting for 2,000 years and whatever, just to have you come into his presence. And so whenever we fail to go to Jesus in the Adoration Chapel, in the Blessed Sacrament, we are departing from him. He has been waiting for us. Just imagine you waiting for a friend. He says, wait for him for an hour. And the whole day you don't show up. How would you feel? Jesus has been there all these years waiting for us. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for me. And we are not going to him.